Worked out at home.
You're gonna have to fucking kill me!
Smoking Dank Sinatra, that's all gas. On the hunt in the tall grass. Intercepting every ball pass, then I run it back, that's a TD. Check the scoreboard, y'all last. We up one, you see me. Pussy niggas wanna talk about it, go to Hellcat, no demon. I be politicking on your broadcast at the red carpet like the famous homie. Ask your bitch, really famous homie, and you know it's in me. It ain't on me. So creative like I made Adobe. I've been balling like I play with Kobe.
What's the deal? What's the deal? PolitiKan the podcast. We back Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We got a slew of topics to get to, man. So let's get to them. First topic we got is Paul George is out for 2 to 3 weeks with an injured knee. Luka Doncic, he is returning from injury, and now he is returning tonight against the Warriors. Alabama's Bryce Young, he is projected to be the number 1 overall pick. Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine is reportedly beaten severely at a LA Fitness in Florida. And Trump is set to be arrested any day for a scandal involving a porn star.
Damn.
Let's get to it. So what's the deal? We got the cast, man. We got the famous homie. We got Yaji Kedit. What's the deal, fools?
What up?
So, man, just when we was talking shit about the Lakers and LeBron ass getting injured, here the Clippers go again, man. Paul George injured his knee, out 2 to 3 weeks. Do y'all think that this ruins the Clippers' chance at a championship? Is it a wrap? What are y'all thoughts on this latest Paul George injury, and what does that do to the Clippers' chances of winning the championship this year?
Man, that injury was pretty ugly. I ain't gonna lie. I saw how his knee bent back in the way that it shouldn't been, and I'm like, shit, man. Like, but then I thought that it wouldn't be no tears or anything because it didn't go sideways. So no ACL, no MCL. I figured it'd be something like that. But to answer the question, the Clippers are still in, I think, hovering around the 6th or 7th or 5th seed, something like that. And I know as far as the losses go, it's only a game or two from 11th all the way up to 6th, I think. So I don't think their championship chances are ruined. I think it's going to be a little tough. They're going to have to, have a positive record the rest of the way just to make the playoffs or even the play-in. But if they can go ahead and weather that storm, which their team is good enough, the Clippers have one of the deepest rosters in the league, even with the trades that didn't make sense that they did for Westbrook. But anyhow, I think the Clippers still have a deep enough roster to go ahead and weather the storm and at least get into the play-in. And their team is good enough, healthy, to beat anybody in a single game elimination in the play-in. So as long as the Clippers can get Paul George back, for the play-in tournament, if they make it, and from there on, they can still win a championship. The West is wide open. There's not one dominant team in the West. No one sold on Denver, even with Jokic and, Jamal Murray and MJP being back. The Kings, definitely no one sold on them. They're a Cinderella story right now. And there's not the Warriors or can't win a game on the road to say they life. So, the defending champs, they might not even make it. They're right there in the bottom half. So the West is wide open. I think the Clippers' chances to win the championship are still very, very solid for sure.
Man, okay, all right. So we're talking about the Clippers and winning a championship. Okay, all right. Clippers are currently in 5th place. Matter of fact, let's do it like this. We talk about championship contenders and everything of that nature. Like, when we say that, we talk about teams that we know that have a real good chance of winning the championship. So when we say championship contender, Milwaukee Bucks, we're like, yeah, they got a real good chance of winning the championship. Championship contender. When was the last time the Clippers were relevant? All right.
So what is,
Okay.
what
All
is
right.
your
By
point?
relevant, what do you mean, y'all? By relevant, what do you mean by
We
relevant?
been relevant.
As no. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what Caleb likes to do. He likes to tell you guys what is our chances. Every time something happens with the Clippers, it's always championship in it, right? It's never just like, dang, like my boy Ronnie just said they in the 5th seed, and then depending on how the rest of the season goes, they could be playing for the play-in tournament, just like the Lakers. Where is Alvin at? Like, he ain't. Well, but anyways, play-in tournament. We talk about how you go from we're gonna be the best in the play-in tournament, but we still champions. So if I told you, Caleb, the New York Knicks have a chance of winning the championship, what you gonna tell me? Y'all, you smoking? There ain't nobody betting on the Knicks.
You see, but
right?
the East have a big top. Everybody knows there's the Celtics, there's Philly, and there's what's it called,
Bucks.
and the Bucks. So there's a
Mhm.
big three on the top of the East, and you're
Wait.
gonna have to get past one of them. There is no top team on the West. Golden State
So
was the champions last year, and they're in like 10th, 11th place right now.
They can't win on the
So-
road.
well, the Lakers
So-
are in 11th. But if I had a choice, wouldn't you take a more consistent team that actually been going over their ceiling? I think it's time. I'm just saying, I guess this is what I'm trying to get to the point of. Caleb, I think it's time for you to change the ceiling of your Clippers. Because you keep saying championship, and they have not been consistent enough to show that they are a championship contending team. I can honestly say that the New York Knicks, which I have to watch because D Rose is on it, not getting any playing time.
You're saying that. You're saying that, but the last time that we had a healthy Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, we made the Western Conference Finals.
How long ago was that, Caleb?
3 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was 2 years
2
ago.
years.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 years, 3 years. Y'all
And
just
Kawhi got hurt. Otherwise,
why
I
y'all
would've been
got y'all? But what didn't we have on this? Didn't we have on here a couple weeks ago when y'all got Westbrook and y'all were like, oh man, we good. You said
Not
it
me.
again.
Not
You
me.
said it again. Caleb, you keep saying the same thing. Y'all get Westbrook and you say, we're going to the championship.
Disaster.
Now that Paul George is out and then you still got Westbrook, now y'all ain't going to the championship no more?
If he's out 2 to 3 weeks, then we still going to the championship. And that was the whole point of me bringing up this topic, is that it don't matter that we lost Paul George for 2 to 3 weeks, because we're still the deepest team in the league. And with the West being wide open, Memphis was supposed to be that team to be the breakout team that people were supposed to be scared of. And with all this bullshit with John Morant and all this shit that's going on over there, nobody's scared of Memphis. And with Denver at the top and the Kings at the top, no, even a 7th and 8th seed could get them out in the first round. So we don't even know, even with the top seeds, we don't even trust them to make it out the first round. So
Caleb,
with that being said, even if we make it the 7th, 8th seed, if we can beat the Kings in a 7-game series. We can beat Denver in a 7-game series. So even if we make it in at the 7th or 8th seed, I still like my chances against the top teams in the West in the first round. And if we can get one of them out in the first round, who's going to stop us from going to the championship?
Y'all,
I think
y'all did
Denver
when
is a
y'all
problem for the
were.
Clippers. Denver is a mental problem for the Clippers, because that's the team that the Clippers blew the 3-1 lead to in the bubble. But
now
Denver
we have Plumlee.
The Clippers ever since then.
And Westbrook.
And
We got Plumlee. We got Westbrook.
Westbrook is a negative, sir.
No. You know why Westbrook works with the Clippers? Because of his rebounding. They want to go small ball, and when we go small ball, we can't get any boards. But with Westbrook on the court, when we go small ball, we can push the pace and we can get rebounds. He's going to get us 10, 12 rebounds from the point guard position. This is what he does.
He hasn't
Caleb,
been
can I
lately.
ask you a
He's
can I
averaging
ask
5
you a
rebounds.
personal question, Caleb?
What's that?
If you were stuck on an island and you had one thing you can save, would you save the Clippers or would you save your wife?
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. You weak as hell, bro.
I'm just saying.
The Clippers got a
saying,
chance, bro, and that's just 100. You
I
can't
know your
count us
wife.
out.
I
Now
know
the
your wife
Lakers,
is watching.
the Lakers.
I know your wait.
You
Let
know
me
the
finish.
difference.
I'm trying to give you some props.
But the difference between the Clippers and the Lakers in this scenario is that the Clippers already have a playoff position. The Lakers are trying to move up in the standings to even solidify a play-in spot.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in the same position as us. So
No.
to compare the two don't make no sense. So just
What
like
I'm
I was
saying
saying,
is-
man, the clip we got to move on from this topic. We've been on it
Wait.
too long.
I'm
gonna let you get your last thoughts out. But the
Okay.
Clippers are still contenders for the championship this year, even though Paul George just went down. Paul George just went down, but guess what? We still got the claw.
That's true.
And with that being said, Mrs. Dank, I just want to let you know your husband's loyalty is more than he has for the Clippers. That's how much he loves you. And you know he ain't going nowhere because he ain't getting off this boat of talking about the Clippers winning the championship. So you know he loyal. He ain't go nowhere, girl. This man still on the Clippers winning the championship. Lord Jesus.
All right, man. So we got to get to another team in the West that the Clippers definitely ain't scared of, and that's the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic has returned. Of course, they traded for Kyrie Irving, and the Mavs were in the Western Conference Finals last year. So, does Luka make the return make the Mavs a true contender? Since we're talking about contenders, because they're talking about Luka and Kyrie are like the best two-man guard show to ever hit the court together. They already saying that they only played like 5 games together. Shit is ridiculous. What is your thoughts?
Well, to answer that, the best, I wouldn't say they're the best. Maybe they're the most skilled. Being the best and the most skilled are two different things. Kyrie, he's as skilled as any point guard or small guard to ever touch a basketball. We don't got to talk about his handles. We know he has the best handles ever by far. His jumper is right there, up there with Dame and Steph as far as his jump shot. His footwork is Kobe-esque. Kyrie is one of the most talented players to ever play the game for sure. And we already know about Luka Doncic's skill and talent. He's very skilled with the basketball, scoring the basketball, passing the basketball. They probably are the most skilled backcourt ever. The best backcourt ever, we already know who that belongs to. The Splash Brothers. Those guys won 4 championships together. To say what you want about them getting KD, those guys are still the best backcourt this league has ever seen. Tandem backcourt this league ever seen. So let's kill that noise of Kyrie and Luka being the best. Might be the most skilled, but not the best. Now, to answer the question, the Dallas Mavericks, are they a contender? Absolutely, they are a contender. Any team with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic on it in a playoff series, I'm telling you, the regular season, they're trying to figure it out. Of course, they got a gel, they got a mesh. But if you're another team lining up against Dallas in a 7-game series, do you want to see Luka and Kyrie for 7 straight games? Those guys can cook. Those guys are certified killers, both of them. We saw with Luka. I'm not the biggest Luka fan, but we saw what the man was able to do without another, top player on his team. The man reached the Western Conference Finals last year. He upset a couple teams, and he kind of went on a roll. So adding Kyrie, like Caleb said earlier, the West is wide open. No one's scared of Denver. No one's scared of the Kings. The Warriors haven't won on the road since January, and we're almost in April. Nobody's scared of. We don't know what's going to happen with Durant in Phoenix. That's probably the scariest team healthy. But KD is just as injury prone as AD in the claw. So we don't know what Phoenix is going to look like. So yes, absolutely, Dallas is a threat. Dallas can go to the finals. We don't know. I'm not saying they will, but they're definitely a threat. And I'll put my money anywhere with Kyrie and Luka on the same team for sure.
So are we saying that the East is finally better than the West?
Absolutely, it's at the top for
Yeah.
sure. At the top, yeah,
For sure.
I agree. I think Luka and Kyrie are very skilled. Outside of Luka and Kyrie, you see the guy in the back. Shout out to him. He is from he represents Palmdale, but ain't nobody scared of Christian Woods. I'm just saying. I know the Warriors haven't won, but they, at the end of the day, your regular season record doesn't matter. You can be horrible on the road all regular season, and then it's a different ball game and they got the experience. Maybe they know, like, hey, we got 40 things. Like, us going hard in the regular season really doesn't mean anything. We just need to get to the playoffs and do what we do, because who cooking Steph Curry? Steph Curry's still cooking. Clay is getting back to his own form. Now his defensive step has left. You know what I'm saying? So, But if we still going backcourt to backcourt, they got the experience. Clay is still cooking. He may have lost a step in defense, but who's still a better defender, Luka or Klay Thompson?
Great point.
So the backcourt battle, Clay and Steph, I'm giving it to them because they can cook just the way as much as Luka and them can, and they got playoff experience and championships. So the Warriors, yeah, they ain't doing good right now, but if the Clippers still got a chance to win the championship, the Warriors still got a chance to defend a championship. We can't sleep on them. Now the Kings, yeah, the Kings slept in. We'll see what happens with the Kings. Denver, remember, Denver's Achilles heel is Joker don't play no kind of defense whatsoever. So all you got to do is actually go in the middle, and you good. But Denver were killing when they had Jamal Murray before he got injured. We forget about that. When Denver was cooking, not because of not Luka, because of Joker. They were cooking because of Murray. Shout out to Murray wearing those D-Rose ones. But ain't nobody scared of Denver. Who else they got? Give me three more. Give me two more players.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Aaron, that's Dallas.
We're talking about Luka.
Yeah, we talking about Luka. Okay.
Oh, Luka?
I'm Dallas. Who else they got?
You got Hardaway Jr., Jordan Poole.
The Warriors are missing. Hey, you missing something though. The Warriors ain't doing nothing without Andrew Wiggins, bro.
Y'all both missing the whole team though. Everybody's forgetting that Kevin Durant is over in Phoenix.
I just touched on Phoenix.
Yeah,
and Phoenix, even until we see Phoenix and a healthy Kevin Durant back, I think that's the only team that people can be scared of in the West.
That's fact.
If Kevin Durant comes back and he's the KD that he was before he went out,
it's over for everybody.
Then there's nobody in the West that can see Phoenix. So.
No.
That's just the only team and the only scenario in the West that really scares anybody.
Exactly.
Let's get to this next topic, man. So let's get to Alabama, man. Alabama is putting out just NFL prospects after NFL prospects, even though Nick Saban is crying about the NIL and he's been taking shots at like Deion Sanders and going at everybody because Alabama can't dominate the recruiting class anymore. But still, Bryce Young, he's an undersized black quarterback. He's mobile, but he's not like Lamar Jackson mobile, and he's one of the most accurate throwers, even though he's undersized. He's projected to go number one to Carolina. They traded for the number one overall draft pick from the Chicago Bears. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up was because we talked about how they're trying to cap the quarterbacks and how they're trying to make sure that they don't get their bag. But it's looking like the top quarterbacks in the league are all going to be young black men. And this is why they're intentionally making sure that these quarterbacks don't break these records and get these record contracts, because these are not your prototypical quarterbacks that they want to pay these big contracts. But Bryce Young's projected to be number one. Eventually, they're going to have to pay one of us. So what's your thoughts on another black quarterback projected to go number one overall in the NFL draft?
First, let's clap it up for the black quarterbacks continuing to kill these stereotypes and change the narratives and, break down these barriers. You know what I'm saying? The position has been dominated by, white men for as long as you can remember. And whenever we have had, black quarterbacks, just to name a few, Randall Cunningham of the past, you had for a minute you had Dante Culpepper doing his thing, Cordell Stewart, you know what I'm saying? We had Donovan McNabb, which really never had any help. He's one of the most underrated quarterbacks to me because he never really had anybody outside of T.O. that one season, and they damn near won a chip with T.O. getting hurt. But, to see us go ahead and step into greatness at the quarterback position and have representation for us at that position, it feels really good to see. Now, him going number one and, Nick Saban hating on the NIL and all the other things that's going on, we could expect, we had to expect that that's happened. You know what I'm saying? They're not, that's the only position in football outside of the kicker that, a white man is dominant on, really, in sports, period, popular sports, period. Basketball and football, is predominantly black at the skill position. So the quarterback was their last skill position. And so it's going to be hard for them to adjust. You already see Jackson dominating the regular season. You see, Patrick Mahomes dominating, winning championships. You see the kid in San Francisco flourishing. What's Deshaun Watson doing his thing. All these quarterbacks, black quarterbacks, are coming along. And the Carolina Panthers, if they're drafting this kid, I know he's undersized, but I believe in the Carolina Panthers drafting because although he didn't have a long, successful career, I thought Cam Newton was the right pick. Cam Newton for those first 5 or 6 years was the one. You know what I'm saying? He went to the Super Bowl, didn't perform very well in the Super Bowl overall, but, he was the right choice. So I think the Carolina Panthers know what they're doing when they're drafting quarterbacks, and they see something in this undersized quarterback. Now, with that being said, you're saying he's one of the most skilled passers as far as accuracy. That's something big. He's mobile, so he don't have to be too big to see the field. When you're mobile, if you're not that tall, I think that kind of makes up for your vision because you're able to maneuver and move around the field, to catch open guys. So I think it's a great pick. I think he's going to do well, and I'm excited to see what he does in the NFL.
And let's not forget, even though he didn't do good this year that passed, undersized black quarterback that won a championship was Russell Wilson.
Right. I forgot about Russ. My bad, Russ. My bad.
He undersized, but just like Ronnie said, he was able to scramble outside that pocket and win the championship. Could have won 2 if he would have gave it a beast mode, but that's a different story. But yes, it's time for us to get that bag. And then every time we get in that bag, it switches up. And now people getting mad that, dang, man, black people taking over everything. Like, don't y'all know we already dominate sports anyway? So just let us get the quarterback and just leave it alone. Y'all already had maybe y'all restrictions for quarterbacks because I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm only like 5'7", 5'8". Give me the like 6'3", 6'4", or something like that. Most of them, you see them in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe they put those requirements as you got to be a quarterback this tall because that gave their white players more chances of being quarterbacks. Because if people think like I do, I'm 6 something, I'm going to the NBA. That's guaranteed money. So now we breaking the rules, as in you seeing us, and you don't got to be tall anymore. As long as you got the skills and you can run a little bit, we see what Michael Vick did. You know, he didn't win the championship, but you seen what his legs did. You
He
know,
did it. Yep.
and we had Warren Moon. We had different brothers. We got different brothers now. We got to continue to do our thing. And if they already hating on you now, before you even get into the league, just make sure you cross your T's and you dot your I's so they don't try to take you out of the league. That's my whole take.
So y'all remember when they used to make like black quarterbacks when they come to the league, switch positions and play like DB or play receiver? And do
Like
y'all
Cordell.
remember? Y'all remember Pat White from Heisman winner West Virginia, and he went and played receiver for the Dolphins. That shit was ridiculous. Like that shit, like I know those black quarterbacks is looking at this landscape now like, damn, if I would have just played in this era, I would have really
Right.
had a shot because
Right.
they would have took a Lamar 10 years ago. Lamar Jackson would have definitely got switched to receiver or a
Right.
DB, or he would have been a return specialist, or
Right.
they would have tried to turn him into a Devin Hester instead of
Right.
letting him play quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So now that you're allowing these black quarterbacks to play quarterback, shout out to Kaepernick because Kaepernick was the one that
Another one.
showed that you can run a read option offense in the NFL and it can work because they
Right.
was doing the wildcat shit down there in Miami with the running backs running the read option, and they was like, oh, but that won't work with a quarterback until Kaepernick came through and started eating them up. Damn near won a Super Bowl with the read option.
Yep.
So after that, that's when they realized that, hey, man, we don't have to switch these black quarterbacks. We can put them in a read option college type offense in the NFL and it can work. And now that's why you got all these 30, 40-year-old coaches coming straight out of college that were offensive coordinator savants because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses because they know eventually they're going to have to go get them one of these nigga quarterbacks and they're going to need one of these option read type of offenses to be installed for them to be competitive in this league. Just
Right.
like 10 years ago in the NBA, you had people trying to draft Shaquille O'Neal's. Now the centers out here is Jokic and Embiid. Embiid out there dribbling from the 3-point, pulling up from three. Jokic out there being the main facilitator. He like a point center.
Right.
And
You're gonna
let's
have to
not
get you're gonna have to get with the times no matter what. And the NFL is just gonna have to adjust and they're gonna have to pay niggas, whether it's that nigga or the next nigga or the next nigga. You're gonna have
You
to
gotta
pay
pay them.
one of us niggas, so just pay the niggas.
You gotta pay niggas.
and let's not forget that in my vote for MVP, because ain't nobody seen him even making it this far, was Geno Smith. I mean,
I forgot
he
about Geno. I mean, we got black
Got about a
quarterbacks
lot of
everywhere.
right. Everywhere.
he
And
can't. He's been sitting on the bench almost his whole career, and then he finally
Yeah.
got an opportunity, and he at least ain't nobody thought they were going to get to the playoffs.
Speaking of that, Cam Newton just threw at Auburn's pro day, and he made a comment, and he's like, "I don't know how these bums keep getting jobs, but I can't get a job." But they're talking about, oh, he's too strong of a personality to have in your locker room, and if he's not your number one quarterback, then you don't want that distraction or that personality on your team. But that's coming from the coaching. But then when you turn around and you ask his teammates, they all rant and rave about how great of a leader he is and how helpful he is to the youngins and how much he gives back and pours into his teammates. So the
Bro,
narrative that the media and the coaches is putting out of this black quarterback and his per se attitude is the same narrative that they put out about every nigga when they want to get him out the league.
exactly. It's written in our face. I've always said this. There's a lot of historically a lot of white quarterbacks that have stuck around for a long time, and they are Vinny Testaverde played like 20 years, and he sucks. That man averaged like 2 or 3 interceptions per game. You know, Matthew Stafford is severely overrated, and he got a big job with the Rams and won a Super Bowl because of the team around him. You know, there's guys that's been having jobs for a long time and they are complete trash. Like Tim Tebow stuck around way longer than he should have. Tim Tebow was one of the worst quarterbacks I ever seen, and he stuck around for a minute. I don't see how he even made it through a season. And you see these black quarterbacks, they are quickly out of the league when they could get him out of the league. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering how long Dak Prescott's going to be. Dak Prescott may have not be Super Bowl. He may not be the best, but Dak Prescott going to get you 10, 11, 12 wins in the regular season, and he might win you a playoff game. That's better than sorry ass Matt Stafford before he went to the stacked Rams or some of these other white quarterbacks who should have been out the fucking league. Like, it's right in our face what they're doing. Michael Vick they got him out the league for a fucking scandal. But, and I'm not hating on Brady. How many cheating scandals has Brady been in, and he's get suspended 2 or 3 games? Like, you know what I'm saying? So they trying to get us out. They're trying to get us out.
But that's because we don't understand the game of leverage. And in business, they always are trying to take leverage. And this is why Lamar Jackson is losing this battle trying to get this check from Baltimore, is because he's representing himself. So he doesn't know how to gain leverage. And this is why he's going to lose this battle until he goes out there and proves himself and stays healthy for a whole season, or he hires somebody, an agent and a PR to sell him in a different matter than what in a different approach than what he's doing. Because you can't go in a negotiation room and then once they critique you, you leave out of there frustrated and mad. That's why you can't represent yourself, because you can't separate your feelings from the business. And this is why I think it's a bad decision on him. And this is why he might not get the bag, but Bryce Young, he gonna hire him an agent. He gonna probably do it right, and he might be the one that's gonna get the bag. But one of them is gonna get the bag from the NFL. Pay the niggas. But let's get
Facts.
to this rapper news, man. So we all knew this was gonna happen, man. Eventually, when Tekashi got out and he was running around with 1,000 security guards, everybody was like, "Man, this is not sustainable." Eventually, you can't pay for them security guards. What's going to happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What about the rest of your life? And I think this is just a little taste of what reality is that you going to be somewhere and somebody going to see you and you going to just pay for the rest of your life unless you basically just duck off or keep security around you forever. But he was in the LA Fitness. He finished his workout and went into the sauna. He was inside the sauna. A person in there working out called his friend, let him in the front door. They went into the sauna and they beat the shit out of Tekashi 6ix9ine. So have y'all looked at this? Have y'all seen the videos? And what are y'all thoughts on this whole scenario?
Oh, man. Okay, so I got two separate thoughts about it. First, I want to say I'm not completely sold that this is a real story. It's kind of giving Jussie Smollett vibes. Tekashi is a prankster. This guy is a joke. This guy, is not really been relevant over the last couple of years. When he stopped doing all them lives and going on social media, he ain't had no relevancy. So it wouldn't surprise me if this came out as to being a whole prank or something like a Jussie Smollett situation where this motherfucker was trying to lie and set up some shit so he can go viral and be talked about again. Market employ, it could be that. Now let's speak as if it's real. If this is real, I mean, seeing this, I mean, the reason I see two big dudes, and he wasn't that messed up to get jumped by two dudes. Like, you would think that his face would look worse and his injuries would be better if they really beat the shit out of him like that. For him to walk out of there like that, and they supposedly beat the shit out of him. But let's just say it's real. He had to expect that coming. Like Caleb said, you can't carry 30,000 security around you all the time. That's not sustainable, especially if your bag ain't continuously coming in. And Tekashi, not just because he snitched, that's one thing. The streets hang on the streets, and the people of the streets and the people that think they part of the streets ain't never gonna get over that. I think it was more of his attitude when he got out. He was acting supremely cocky. He was going on live talking shit. He did some disrespectful shit in LA when he was around Nipsey. I forgot he did some goofy shit that was just completely pompous. He was acting like an asshole, and I think that's what made people want to whoop his ass some more, because he was acting so damn arrogant. So, I mean, if it's true, I'm not saying I'm voting for violence and I'm condoning it, and I'm not saying when I see that it makes me happy, because it does nothing for me. But the man, when you act like that, man, you got what you got. You got what you got coming, and he had it coming. And if it's real, they got him. And this probably won't be the last people, so he got to watch his back, man. But the whole snitching thing, combined with being so arrogant about it when you got out, you had to know somebody was gonna run up on this dude one way or another, or one day or another. And it's been 3 years, and they finally caught up to his ass. So I hope he gets some help. I hope he makes some changes, become a different human being going forward. And I hope that man be more cautious, because motherfuckers gonna be trying to do this all the time.
Oh man, I really don't know what to think. This dude does nothing for my life whatsoever. I don't pay attention to him. I don't even know a song he got out. I don't know nothing about this dude. I mean, I know a little bit, like how Ronnie was saying about him snitching and stuff like that. But all I know is what I hear is this dude's like a clout chaser. So, like Ronnie was saying, like, how do you know it's not set up? How you know? Like, I didn't see the video, because I don't want to give this man no views or anything of that nature. He got his ass beat, but I heard he talk a lot. That's what happens when you talk, people. Just keep that in mind. You talk, somebody's going to check you on it. Like, we got big bad wolves on the internet, and y'all be trolling. Then when somebody runs up on you, it's a totally different subject. And everybody's hard. I'm gangster too. I'm gangster too. If I got like 6 security guards and ain't nobody can touch me, like I'm gangster too. I'll knock your orange soda out your hand and say, do something, but you can't sustain it. That's not the life. I don't know, man. I really have nothing to say about this guy. All I can say is put his face back up again, Murdoch. Put his face back up. Put his face back up. Okay. So look at this dude. The question is, who do y'all think is actually more gangster? This guy or the next guy we're gonna talk about? Put the other guy's face up. He looked more okay. You see that picture, right? He looked dumb as hell. And then put up Trump. Put up Trump. Look at that. Look at that. Now that looks like more like I'm more scared of that man than the other man. That's all I can
say. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just this shit is just it's all stupid, man. Because like, what is a gangster now? Like, What what is the point of all of this shit? It's so pointless. It's like, what is the point in being gangster at this point? And the difference between like growing up is like we had an alias. Like you might have had a nickname. That wasn't a like nothing to do with your personality. That was just something people called you. Now they take these aliases and now they're like alter egos. They're personalities. So now you are your Instagram name. Like, why I
Right.
just couldn't come up with a slick Instagram name I wanted to call myself? Why do I have to be a complete whole like brand in person on the internet? This shit is ridiculous. Like, I don't understand it. I mean, it is what it is. This is the future, and the kids is gonna be who they are, man. But as far as the streets, they're just showing me that the streets is in shambles. Because not only is the Tekashi looking like a damn fool, but the motherfuckers that involved in that, you a damn fool. If you was really trying to put in some work, you would have waited till he left. You would have robbed him for all his shit. You would have shot him. You would have killed him. You would have did instead of just jumping him and filming it on a cell phone in a sauna. If you was on
Clout.
some real gangster shit, it wouldn't even have been no video of that shit. Ain't no video in the sauna.
Right.
So if nobody pull out their cell phone, we wouldn't even have no footage of this shit. So that shit is ridiculous,
Where
man.
was it only those three in there?
No, it was some other dude in there that was
Oh,
on the cell phone. It was like a bystander. And that's where the videos and the pictures come from. Because after he got beat up, the two dudes ran out. And then the dude is videoing, going live, showing Tekashi, like, yo, it's fucking Tekashi. He just got beat the fuck up. And Tekashi getting up, trying to walk out, talking shit to the dude, taping him after he just got beat up.
and I
Like
That's
he
what
can't
I
even
like
call
get a
cat.
thousand
the dude
followers
behind the
on
camera, like,
Instagram.
yo, I'm a fan. Chill, bro. I'm a fan. And he like, yo, Takashi just got beat the fuck up. Yo, crazy.
I call cap. Jesse Smollett, number 2.
Jesse Jesse Smouye. I, I don't know, man. But let's get to this next topic because politics, man. If you pay attention to this politics shit, it's crazy. So Trump awaits. He's saying that he was going to be arrested this Tuesday. He put it out last weekend. Oh man, I got a whistleblower that told me that I will be arrested on Tuesday. Well, today is Wednesday, so he didn't get arrested on Tuesday, but him and his advisors are awaiting him to be arrested at any moment. So I guess during his last administration, you remember porn star Stormy Daniels had a position with his administration. Well, when he fired her, I guess he was having an alleged affair with her, and when he fired her, she was gonna put out that she was having this affair with Trump. So Trump paid her hush money to not say shit about the affair they was having. But what's tricky about this whole shit is that Trump had his lawyers pay her the hush money out of his pocket, and then Trump reimbursed him the money. So it looks like the lawyer paid the hush money to Stormy Daniels and not Trump. And now the lawyer has been brought up in question, and the lawyer is selling Trump downriver. Like, hell nah, I did that shit for Trump. Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump did all the shit. And this was Trump's ex lawyer, and this was Trump's ex counsel in his previous cabinet. So, what are your thoughts on this Trump news? Do you think that he paid this hush money? And do you think that he going to jail for it?
All right, so I'm gonna go first because maybe then Ronnie can give me some education on this a little bit. Maybe y'all. So let me. So what's the problem? Why is he getting arrested? He getting arrested because he gave her hush money for not talking about his affair. Like,
Yes.
why do you go to jail for that? Why do you go to jail for hey, we had sex. Don't tell nobody. Here's some money. And now he going to jail for that? I just don't get. I
Because
thought it was like a charge.
you remember Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton lost his presidency because he was having an affair with Monica Lewinsky.
Okay.
So now Trump was having an affair with a former porn star during his presidency, and he paid the porn star off, which is illegal.
To pay somebody hush money.
Yes.
So if I go have sex with somebody and then I pay them, I go to jail for that?
If
No.
they could bring you up on the right charges, so let's see what the charges is. But
Oh, okay.
but
Now,
when the only reason why I think that is going to come with something that sticks is because that Trump's ex-lawyer is the one that is there, and you know, if that's your lawyer, that was your lawyer. He know all type of shit. So if anybody could sell you downriver, it's your lawyer. And this is why Trump is preparing himself to go to jail. This is why he's trying to say, hey, look what they're doing to me. They're about to take me to jail. He crying to the people because he know he in some deep shit because his lawyer is the one that's selling him out.
okay. All right. That makes more sense because I'm like, wait, you pretty much you paid her off because you had an affair with her and you go to jail for that. I mean, I'm not condoning him cheating on his woman. I'm just making sure that this dude is out here every day cheating on a woman, and they hush money is giving that side chick some flowers or something. It was National Flower Day yesterday, and they giving a side chick flowers. You going to jail?
That's
for
that
cheating
hush money. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
If
making
you're the
sure.
president of America, you can't run the. You got to keep your dick in your pants, bro.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. All right, so you the president, you can't be slinging your dick to everybody.
It's another the Democrats and the DOJ has been playing the same game since Trump has left. They need him to be brought up on some type of charges that are pending, because if he has pending charges, then that makes him ineligible to run, and he can't run for 2024, and he can't be president. They don't even need him to actually be found guilty. They just need him to be awaiting trial for him to not be able to run.
So what if your ex-wife did a porno? Could you still run for president?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if Trump cannot run for presidency, we still got Kanye.
Nigga stupid.
God, you hurt, bro.
I don't know, man. Hey, why they have to be a porn star though, man?
I mean,
porn
why
star
not?
It's porn star Jimmy, and now it's porn star Trump.
I mean, Trump is 80, bro. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? At that point, you only got so many years left. So you trying to live out fantasies and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the biggest Trump fan, but it's like y'all was saying, I'm like, wait, where's the crime at? Like, seriously, we want to punish him over this? Not we don't want to throw him in jail for saying build walls and leave the Mexicans out. We don't want him thrown in jail for that racist ass shit. We don't want him thrown in jail for calling the people that kneel, the black people that kneel down for, like Kaepernick. What do he call them? He called them animals or some shit. We don't want to throw him in jail for all that type of shit, but we want to throw him in jail for getting some? Are you serious? Is that what we doing in 2023? And like y'all said, I'm not condoning, being unfaithful to your wife, but come on, you got regular dudes out here with $2 in their pocket that can't be faithful. Being the most powerful man in the country, you really, 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 really think that this man is about to be faithful like that? Are you serious? More power to you if you are. We didn't hear no stories about my man Barack, so I like that. But come on, bro. You the man in the country. Come on. We really gonna put restrictions on what a man do with his penis? I don't care what he do with his dick. I don't give a fuck. Like, why should I care about what he does with his shit? That shit don't affect me at all. So I think that just goes to show how goofy this country is and how we are so focused on the wrong shit. Y'all mad because this man is getting some, but not mad that he's a racist. Come on, man. What the fuck is going on here? Come on, bro.
What Dave Chappelle say when he did that Real World one? He was like, I had sex with Katie too, dog. She had big ass titties. Stormy Daniels had some big ass titties. And I had to have sex with her.
Come on, bro.
That boy Trump was going crazy.
He going crazy, and it's like that ain't even the biggest problem. Like, seriously, this is an issue, and y'all didn't immediately go handcuff him when he said build walls to keep the Mexicans out. Like, bro, that was the most racist shit ever, bro. Like, what is you on? Like, you say this shit.
They didn't even get him. They didn't even get him when they stormed the Capitol.
Exactly. Like, come on, bro. He had niggas.
Oh, get it? Y'all get it? Y'all let him storm the Capitol, but he can't mess with Stormy.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It just never end. Like, they trying to get this nigga. They was trying to get him on the documents, but then fucking Biden got caught the documents. So they like, oh shit. Then they was trying to get him on the voter fraud. So then Trump turned around and said, nah, that shit worked. Ain't no voter fraud. So they're like, fuck, we can't get him on that. They tried to impeach him twice. That shit didn't work. Now they trying to get him for fucking with a porn star. This shit is ridiculous. Like, Biden's numbers have to be like shit. I think that Biden's numbers is shit, and it's too late for them to run anybody else. And they're like, fuck, we just gonna have to throw everything at the wall, and hopefully we tarnish this nigga name enough to get a couple of his supporters to go blue, and then we can get one of them red states blue. That's all we need is one.
I think he got more votes. Isn't it like the number one business in the world porn? So, you know, get ready for that sex tape. He just got more votes from Pornhub.
talking about promotion. That boy right. Trump, man. But when she was part of his cabinet, we already knew he was fucking her. Like, you don't just add you're a president of America, and you add a porn star to your staff.
What is she gonna bring?
Why is a porn star on your staff, nigga? We knew you was fucking her, bro.
She has one job, bro. She has one job. Come on.
Like, you hire her.
The White House.
Straight up. I'm guaranteed, you know, he ain't the only one that got Monica Lewinsky in the White House. You know what I'm saying? He was getting that Stormy in there.
Come on. But, who would, bro?
But let's get some shout outs before we get up out of here, man.
Man.
Go ahead, y'all. You good.
Shout out to you, brothers. It's always a pleasure coming on here, chopping it up with you guys. If you guys aren't checking out my bros and what they doing, make sure you do so. They are moving mountains, doing big things. You see my boy Caitlin. You see my boy Ronnie. They doing big things, so make sure you guys follow them. Give them some love. I appreciate you, brothers. And that's who I want to give a shout out to, y'all brothers. You know, keep your dicks in your pants because they out here trifling. These gold diggers is going to get you on some charges and take you to jail for having a side chick. So don't, all the men out there don't have side chicks. You're going to be in the cookie to protecting your booty. No.
Oh shit. Oh man, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the fans on audio and video for continuing to listen and support PolitiKan the podcast. You know what I'm saying, been going on strong since episode 0, I believe in 5 or 6 years ago when Caitlin was at his table. You know what I mean, with 1,000 niggas on there, and now we see the progress of the project. So, shout out to everybody who's continued to watch and listen to PolitiKan the podcast. Shout out to everybody that's affiliated with PolitiKan the podcast. It's too many of y'all to name, but shout out to y'all if y'all see this and y'all listening. And last but not least, shout out to the brothers that come on here every week to, make this happen. The ones in absence, Alvin and, Amrock, you know what I'm saying? Ones of the past, Rob, Cortez, a lot of people that been on with us in the past. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the PolitiKan brand, to the man, Mr. PolitiKan himself, Dan Sinatra, who come on here and get on this thing every week, no matter what's going on. So, shout out to y'all. Motivational. Y'all send me a message on Instagram early in the morning and completely start my day, with his motivation. So shout out to you, y'all, for the growth and everything that I've seen over the last couple of years, man. So y'all keep going strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I appreciate y'all brothers joining me every week, man. We talking about these topics, man, but we educating, and that's the main point of every topic that I bring up, is that we ain't just talking about it to talk about it. We talking about it to educate. You know what I'm saying? Every day, there's another day for you to learn something, for you to teach somebody something. You know what I'm saying? So when they talk about paying tithes in the Bible, they're talking about finding your gift and sharing that gift with the world. That's how you pay tithes in this universe. It's not about paying money to a pastor. So every day that I wake up, I make sure that I tie into this universe. And like I say all the time, man, respect to y'all brothers, because y'all are my inspiration. I watch y'all the ones that keep me motivated. I ain't watching the stars. I ain't watching the famous niggas. They don't do shit for me. My niggas that's going through the trenches with me, they the ones that motivate me. So respect to y'all. Shout out to y'all brothers, man. I want to shout out my wife, man. The other day we was having a conversation, and in this conversation, one thing led to another, and she told me, you know what? Like, I don't even recognize who you are right now. Like, you're a shell of yourself.
Damn.
And I was going through a little depression, and I was, down. We moved out the studio. This didn't go that didn't go right. Everything started to like fall apart. But sometimes you need that partner, that accountability. And that shit woke me the fuck up and was like, nigga, this is the woman that chose to follow me to the trenches. And I'm letting her down right now. So that shit woke me the fuck up. So shout out to my wife. And like I tell y'all niggas all the time, they put you in the cage with a lion, just because you don't try to eat the lion, don't mean the lion ain't gonna try to eat you, man. PolitiKan the podcast. We out.
Yes, sir.
You want to stop me? You're gonna have to fucking kill me!
Smoking Dank Sinatra, that's all gas. On the hunt in the tall grass. Intercepting every ball pass, then I run it back, that's a TD. Check the scoreboard, y'all last. We up one, you see me. Pussy niggas wanna talk about it, go to Hellcat, no demon. I be politicking on your broadcast at the red carpet like the famous homie. Ask your bitch, really famous homie.